from his underground bunker in an undisclosed location, the Great One.
Now, before we play Barney's Frank, where he's asking the head of AIG, the new head, the gentleman named Ed Liddy, for the names of those who receive bonuses. He's asking for them in a public forum. Many of these people have already received death threats. I want you to keep in mind that Barney's Frank is the same guy who will speak endlessly about the rights of terrorists, about how terrible Guantanamo Bay is, about due process rights for barbarians who would blow up our cities and who were involved in 9/11. This is the mindset of the statist, constantly ripping down our country and undermining our society. If we had a Republican Congress and a Republican chairman was questioning somebody about their ties to Cuba or Venezuela or Bolivia or Syria or Iran or Red China or Russia, that person would be smeared in the lib media and by his congressional colleagues. But if you trash Americans, whatever their so-called offense, it's open season. As long as you're a statist, trashing people who work in the private sector, let us be clear about something. These executives and employees entered into a contractual arrangement. They didn't rob a bank. They didn't threaten anybody's life. AIG management entered into these arrangements with these individuals. Now, we may not like it, but they're legal, they're legitimate to treat these people as if they're members of Al-Qaeda. Well, I guess we don't, because members of Al-Qaeda, they treat with respect and do not smear this way, the libs I'm talking about. So this is pretty outrageous. What's going on here now is, if we didn't have the Constitution and some checks and balance still left in the system, is as close to anarchy as you get. It is a frenzied mob. That's a good way to put it. Congress has become a frenzied mob, led by, among others, Barney's Frank. Cut 7, Barney's Frank, go.
I'm now asking you to send us the names of those who received bonuses who have not given them back. Can you do that?
Sir, I will if I can be absolutely assured that they will remain confidential.
Well, I won't give you that assurance, sir. And so if that's the condition, it would be my intention to ask this committee to subpoena them. But I do ask that you submit those names without restriction. And if you feel unable to do that, then I will ask the committee to subpoena them.
Congressman, if you'll let me explain, I very much want to comply with your request. I would hope it doesn't take a subpoena. If it does, then we will obviously comply with the law. I'm just really concerned about the safety of our people. So let me just read 2 things to you. All the executives and their families should be executed with piano wire around their necks. My greatest hope. If the government can't do this properly, we the people will take it in our own hands and see that justice is done. I'm looking for all the CEOs' names, kids, where they live, etc. You have a legitimate request.
Well,
I want to protect the well-being of our employees.
No, he doesn't have a legitimate request. Damn it! This is Congress. They don't get to micromanage everything. They don't get to target private citizens. These people haven't broken the law. You may have nothing but contempt for them, but so be it. Either there's a legal way for Congress to pursue something or there's not. But to start grabbing names, which he has every intention of leaking to the media, that's why he won't give the guy his assurance. To put people in danger? To treat them as if they've done something criminal? You want to know? I'll tell you who's done something criminal. This jerk Barney's Frank. He's the worst of the worst. Slob. Has his dirty hands in the whole damn thing. The fact that he's still receiving 1 penny of taxpayer money to pay that sorry ass his salary makes me sick to my stomach. And same with these others. They sabotaged these banks. They sabotaged them by demanding that these banks do what banks don't normally do, which is what? Give out loans as if they're giving out lollipops. Oh, you don't have to show us any credit rating. Oh, you want 100% loan? Sure. Oh, you live in the poorest of poor areas in that city? Well, we're more than happy to give you loans. Banks don't do that. They're not stupid. But they were compelled, as a matter of law, to do it. And they were compelled by Jimmy Carter, by Janet Reno, by Bill Clinton, by Andrew Cuomo, by Barney's Frank, by Chris Dodd, by Fannie Mae, by Freddie Mac. The damn government is up to its eyeballs in this scandal. And the idea that the very politicians and bureaucrats who are responsible for what's going on today, for the drop in employment, for the housing bust, for the undermining of our financial system, the idea that the very people who had the most to do with it are now the loudest and picking on these scapegoats, creating these scapegoats, makes me sick to my stomach. It's Barney Frank who ought to be testifying under oath, under penalty of perjury. It's Chris Dodd. Chris Dodd slipped that language in that stimulus bill. Now, who's been hollering about this the last 24 hours? Now everybody's on it. Good for them. Fox broke it. It was on Drudge. I broke it on the radio. Now it's all over the place. And what does Chris Dodd say? I didn't put that in that bill. No, you damn liar. You are the worst. No, it just showed up. You're the chairman of the Senate Banking Committee. A little cabal of left-wing Democrats were involved in writing this bill and putting things in the bill, but Chris Dodd had nothing to do with the financial stuff that comes under his authority as chairman of the Senate Banking Committee. He doesn't know how that got in there, and we're supposed to chase shadows now, looking for who put it in. You put it in there, you jerk! You coward! You put that language in there, and now you and your whole party are acting as if you're observers. It's your bill. It's Obama's bill. It's got your fingerprints all over it. Every damn Democrat who voted for it voted for these bonuses. That's what I said yesterday, and it's true today. So if this is some kind of a giant scandal where we have to have the names of the people so people can hunt them down and their families, so their little kids who go to elementary school have to be looking over their shoulders because Barney's Frank wants scapegoats, wants to divert the public's attention from his own damn misdeeds. If this is the great scandal, then it's your scandal. I don't know how much more passionately I can express myself.